Welcome to this episode of Diaspora Scholars TV, where we bring you stories and documentaries about the journeys of students and scholars in the United States and other countries in the diaspora. We bring you stories about students who've left their motherland and scholars who left their motherland to come to the United States to pursue their careers. Today I'm delighted to bring to you the story of one Elizabeth Wamboi Mutunga, who is a PhD student in special education at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. Elizabeth, how are studies?
So far, so good. I like it.
So far, so good. You like it?
Yes.
Right. So when did you join the University of Massachusetts?
I joined this year in September.
You mean September 2024?
Yes.
Right. So before September 2024, where were you?
Just before September 2024, I was teaching English as a foreign language in an emergency academy in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is an immigrant-only school. And I taught there for 1 year before I joined University of Massachusetts.
Right. So you say you were a teacher?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you've taught in the United States?
Yes.
Earlier on, before the show, you told me you had taught in Kenya and Ethiopia as well.
Yes.
So how do you compare teaching, in the United States and teaching schools in Africa?
So in the United States, I've taught undergraduate first. I was teaching Swahili.
Oh, so you were teaching Swahili?
Yes, in the University of Georgia before I moved to Massachusetts, where I was teaching English as a second language to the immigrants. So
you were teaching Swahili to Americans at the University of Georgia?
Yes.
It comes as a surprise to many viewers in Africa, particularly in Kenya, Tanzania, and Congo, where Swahili is spoken. Many people do not know that actually Swahili is taught, in universities in the United States.
Yes, and it's really doing well in universities. Actually, in the United States, we have over 100 schools teaching Swahili. There are
over 100, you mean universities in the United States that teach Swahili?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that is something new. I'm sure, our viewers back in Africa will be more than happy and be excited to know that Swahili is actually gaining a lot of ground and is being taught in many schools in the United States.
Yes.
And so you taught at the University of Georgia, and then you said you taught English at Emergence Academy in Springfield?
Yes, so that was high school. So there was a transition from teaching undergraduates then to teaching high school. So those are two different teaching experiences.
Oh, so you've taught high school,
yes,
and you have taught university students in the United States?
In the United States. So those are already two different teaching experiences now compared to back in Ethiopia and in Kenya.
So tell me, how did you come to teach Swahili at the University of Georgia? Were you a student there, or how did you get that position?
So I was never a student in the University of Georgia before teaching Swahili. I was in Ethiopia before. So in Ethiopia, I was teaching English as a second language. Then when COVID hit, I had to move back to Kenya because we lost our jobs. And during that process, I was just busy exploring online, checking opportunities, doing freelancing. And during that period, that's when I landed this Fulbright scholarship, the foreign language teaching assistant. And
now, hold on. That's a lot of things you're saying. So, in Ethiopia,
yes,
you were teaching English in a high school in Ethiopia.
Yes.
Interesting. How did you go to Ethiopia? I know Ethiopia is a neighboring country, to Kenya. It is to the north of Kenya, and many people associate Ethiopians and Kenyans, with the marathon, with long distance running. And in fact, as we speak, we are in Chicago just before the Chicago Marathon.
Yes.
We know it's going to be a spectacle to watch Kenyans and Ethiopians, competing out to this year's 2024 Chicago Marathon. I mean, interesting. I want to know a little bit. I mean, how did you get to Ethiopia again? I know you said you had to leave Ethiopia because of COVID. But how did you go to Ethiopia? I mean, of all places?
Okay, again, going back to after my undergraduate in Moi University, where I did English and literature education, I was also trying to find jobs in Kenya, and randomly just landed also this opportunity on Facebook.
You found a job through Facebook?
Yes, the one to Ethiopia. So I
mean,
just,
hold on.
Yes.
I mean, many young men and women all over the world associate Facebook, as a social media platform for fun.
Yes.
Mostly to exchange probably pictures and to, funny stories and things like that. You are telling me you got a job, an international teaching job to Ethiopia.
Yes.
From Facebook or through Facebook.
Yes. I saw the link on Facebook. I applied and I wasn't sure about it. And when they got back to me, things went so fast. So, and they wanted my passport and everything. And I told them, for me to be sure it's a legit job, I would like you to pay my ticket to Ethiopia. Because they had already offered me a job within 1 week. Then they paid for my ticket, and now that way they deducted from my salary. And after 1 or 2 weeks, I was in Ethiopia.
Do you want to share with us the organization that hired you to go to Ethiopia? I mean, if you can remember it. If you can't remember, it's okay.
Yeah, I should be able to share it later on. I can't remember.
All right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, sure. Stay on this channel and I shall be able to give you how to get, that teaching or similar teaching jobs in Ethiopia. And I think what you are getting right now is that interesting. You can be able to get a job, from Facebook. So there you are. You've graduated from Moi University, which is in Eldoret. Eldoret is in the western part of Kenya.
Yes.
About 150 kilometers from Kisumu, which is a lakeside town. So here you are in Eldoret, wondering what's going to happen to you. Obviously, the unemployment rate, in countries such as Kenya, is really high.
Yes.
And I know you are worried. And interestingly, you are able to, figure it out. And here you are, you found yourself in Ethiopia. And then while you were in Ethiopia, you said, coronavirus, the pandemic hit.
Yes.
And schools were closed, just like the way they shut down everything.
Yes.
And you had to leave. Tell us, how was it? How was that experience?
Teaching in Ethiopia, it was a really good experience. Learning their language, because I had to learn some Amharic for me to teach English, just to understand.
Wait, Elizabeth, you say Amharic?
Yes.
Amharic is a language in Ethiopia?
It's their national language.
Oh, really?
And
how do you say hello in Amharic?
Salamno, or salamno to a male and salamnish to a female.
Salamno to a male?
Male, yes.
And salam?
Salamnish.
Salamish, if it is female.
Yes.
There you go, viewers. Salamno and salamish.
Salamnish.
Salamish, everyone, and salamno, everyone. And that is courtesy of Elizabeth's experiences in Ethiopia. So here comes Corona, or the coronavirus, or COVID-19 if you like, and you have to go back to Kenya again. You have no job. So tell me what happened. I mean, you are now in Kenya, back to square one, maybe back to the same village in Kitale, with your siblings, with your mom. And, did you say, again, earlier on before the show, you said you are the firstborn in the family?
Yes, I'm the first.
So Elizabeth is the firstborn in the family, and there goes the very fact that, she's the first one to go to college. And again, I'm sure the family was looking up to you, right?
Yes.
And you're back home, so tell me what happened from there.
Yeah, so the family was excited to have me back safely, and thank God I didn't have any virus from COVID. But then it was really tough during that period because everything was shut down. No jobs, no moving from the country. Moving even within the country was not so easy. But after a while, things started getting better. But the job sector also was not easy for me. So I did mostly the freelancing, the online writing, online tutoring. So I would just reach out to some family and friends. Then I would tutor the kids.
So you were tutoring, you were doing, say again,
Online tutoring.
Online tutoring?
Yes, of English, yeah.
So you are teaching English online?
Yes.
And then you are also doing what we call online writing?
Yes.
And so, you are making some income, right?
Yes, and I also maintain contact with my family and friends in Ethiopia. So some of the parents, we had very good connection. So I would do the online teaching while in Kenya to the kids in Ethiopia.
Oh, okay, interesting.
During that period.
So you continue to teach basically,
Yeah.
but not, of course, not to the extent at which you are doing.
Yes.
And maybe it comes, as a surprise to probably, those who have not visited Africa, that, we had online classes going on in Africa. We do have internet, in many countries in Africa.
Sure.
And actually online teaching, and is also possible in many countries in Africa.
Yes.
As you speak, you are teaching from Kenya. You are, kids in, or students in Ethiopia.
Yes.
So interesting. And then, so how did you move from Kenya to the United States? That time there was, the COVID pandemic. Everything was shut down. There were no planes. Except for evacuations. But how do you get yourself to come to the United States?
Yeah. So during that whole process, I spent more time online, checking opportunities, teaching online writing, and also got some contracts around schools in Nairobi. But then the most time I spent online was really helpful, because I also learned about this Fulbright scholarship, where it was meant for foreign language teachers it's a foreign language teaching assistants. So it's a program meant for English teachers from different countries to teach their local languages in the universities in the United States. So through this program, I was fully funded to come teach Swahili in the University of Georgia, Athens.
Now, I get fascinated by your stories every time you speak, because earlier on you said you are a trained English language teacher.
Yes.
But then when you got the Fulbright scholarship to come and teach in the United States,
yes,
you were hired, or you came under the program to teach Swahili,
yes,
and not English.
Yes. So this being a fully funded program, they need English teachers to teach their local languages to the United States universities. So other teachers from other countries also were teaching their local languages. Like I had other friends from Nigeria teaching Yoruba, Hausa, and other languages from different countries. But Kenya and Tanzania, we were teaching Swahili.
Hold that thought. You were with other teachers from Africa.
Yes.
You mentioned Nigeria.
Yes.
They were
South Africa.
And South Africa too. For example, teachers from Nigeria were teaching Yoruba,
yes,
and Hausa to university students in the United States.
Yes. Yes.
Viewers, if you are from Africa, listen and listen good. Our own African languages are being taught in the United States, whereas many African children endeavor to learn English, French, Arabic, and other foreign countries. The reverse is happening in the United States. We are having universities teaching not only Swahili, but also Yoruba, Hausa, and Zulu, and other African languages in the United States. Students are taking these courses. And so there is an opportunity out there, if you are watching, to study even our own local languages in Africa, because there are opportunities beyond our villages. So here you are teaching under the Fulbright Scholarship Program. Where was that?
In the University of Georgia.
University of Georgia.
Yes.
University of Georgia is in Athens,
yes,
or Athens if you like,
yes,
which is just a few miles from Atlanta.